Hi! So, as many of you guys know, there have been a lot of snowstorms right now. And snowstorms and ice storms and just all around bad kinds of winter weather. So I decided today to put together a video about my favorite fashion books, because my favorite thing to do when it is cold outside and you don't want to go anywhere and you just want to sit inside under a blanket is to read a book. And my personal choice in books are always fashion books related to fashion things like styling and beauty and do's and don'ts of fashion. So I thought today I would do a video about what my favorite books are. And as you can see from this little collection over here, my mom and I are kind of addicted to these fashion books. But today I've picked out my favorite 4 options for different reasons, so let's get started. So the first book that I wanted to talk about was called Style Yourself. This one caught my eye because it's about, it was inspired by the world's top fashion bloggers. And if you don't know already, I am a fashion blogger. You should check out laurenallen.com. I write fashion blogs almost every day on it about my outfits and things like that. But anyways, this book is such a great tool to have on hand because it has everything you ever needed in it. It has everything from like different names of buttons to every piece of clothing that every woman should have in their closet. And then also everything to like how to remix things, like remix cardigans and all that kind of stuff. So this book has everything in it, and then also you get to hear from fashion bloggers about their experience and stuff like that. So this is a good thing that has everything in it. So if you've ever seen The Best Show in the World, What Not to Wear, then you know the author of this next book. This is a book by Clinton Kelly. He is a great writer. I love all of his books. He's hilarious, but I had to pick one. So I picked my all-time favorite book, which is Oh No She Didn't. This book is basically all of the fashion no-nos that happen all too often in this world, but it's so funny. Like, you would think it might be offensive to these people that maybe do this stuff, but it's really a slap in the face, but it's so funny. What I do is I usually just flip through and find like one of the pages, and you can just read it and you'll just laugh all day long. It has all of the fashion no-nos of the world, like things they shouldn't be doing, things that women do all the time. And a lot of them I'm like, oh yeah, that's bad. And there's some things that I'm just like, oh my gosh, somebody else understands, like things that I absolutely hate. And so this book has it all, and you don't have to sit down and read the whole thing. You just keep it somewhere where you can, and when you get a chance, just flip open a page and start reading. Like visible panty lines. I hate visible panty lines. It's a pet peeve of mine. So, yes, this book has everything. Some things that you'll be like, oops. And some things that you'll be like, yes, somebody understands me. So, definitely check this book out. So, out of all of the 4 books that I'm showing you today, this 3rd book is actually one of the ones that you definitely are just going to sit down and relax and keep reading. It's definitely more of a book than one of those how-tos and stuff that you just kind of flip through and see different things. But this 3rd book is Tim Gunn's Fashion Bible. I don't have it on paper like all the other ones, but it was really good, so I thought I would show you on here. This is such a good book. Tim Gunn is an amazing man. He was on Project Runway. If you watch Project Runway, he was a mentor on there, which was great. He's such a sweet guy, and he writes really well. I love all of his books also. This is one of my favorites. This is another one that just has everything in it, but they're all laid out in chapters versus just, sections like these other ones. They have everything from like the history of fashion. Like I said, I love the history of fashion, and also how-tos and bad things and how things come in and out of fashion, and what's in fashion and what wasn't fashion, and all that kind of different stuff. So it has something for everybody. If there's parts you don't like, you just skip to the next chapter, because every chapter is on a specific subject. So find the things that interest you and you can read all that, or you can find new interests by reading things that you didn't think you were interested in. So this is definitely a great book. I actually did a giveaway with this book on my blog a while back after I went to the Project Runway fashion show in New York Fashion Week, when Tim Gunn had given away these books to all of the people who attended that. So that was great, and I loved it so much that I wanted to share it with everybody else. So I don't have a giveaway this time, but this is a book you should definitely check out if you are interested. So this last book is definitely my favorite fashion book that I've ever gotten before. My grandma actually gave it to me for Christmas last Christmas, and this is something I could spend hours and hours just flipping through the pages and really enjoying. This is just fashion. It's called The Definitive History of Costume and Style. Like I said, I am obsessed with the history of fashion, and this could not have more information in it. It's actually from the Smithsonian, so there's lots of really good information in it. Something you'll love if you love the history of fashion as much as I do, because it literally has, from the beginning of time, like the ancient world has what they wore, and it's really interesting to see like how trends started and how trends always come back. Something always comes back. Like Jesus, sandals have been in fashion. They've kind of gone out of fashion a little bit, but they have been there and come back, and everything comes back, and that's proved in here very well. I will just flip through the pages and see everything. This is something I keep on the top of my bookshelf, actually more as a decoration than anything, but whenever I walk past it, I typically just open it up to a random page. Like Oh No She Didn't, I just open up to a random page and read because I find it so interesting. One of my favorite time periods ever is actually the 1920s. I love that time period, and it's always one of my first pages to look at, is to see the fashion here and in the 20s and all that kind of stuff. So if you have a time period that you're really interested in and the fashion of that time, this book will definitely have it. I've seen it in bookstores, so it'll be out there. And this is definitely, if you are into the history of fashion and fashion in general and where fashion came from, because everything came from somewhere, it will be in this book. So you should definitely check that out. So I hope that this little video was interesting to you, and it's something that you think I should do again or something like that. Comment below if you like any of the books, or if you go out and get it and you really enjoy them. Let me know. I would love to hear what you think. And if you have any other book advice for me, like I said, I'd love to read these kind of books. So tell me if you've read anything that you think I should read. And if you like the video, just hit the little like button on the bottom and subscribe to me. I would really appreciate it. So until next time, bye guys!